Hi, my name is John, and I'm one of the many product managers here at Franklin Sports that help design and engineer the Quikset Piston Rebound Pro. Today I'm going to take you through the step-by-step process of how to set up your item. First, we're going to install the base, left part number 3, right part number 4. To do this, it's best if you have help from someone else. You're going to slide the two cross braces together until the front clips. The back one will be secured in a later step. Once together, you want to slide the locking bracket over the hinge. You can denote the front of the game by the pistons. They're facing the front. Now we're going to install the backboard support tubes, part number 2. These are identical left to right, so it's important to note that the large hinge is going to be facing the front of the item. Start by connecting it to the rear. Then attach the front. Now we're going to stabilize the base. To do this, we're going to use parts 11 and 12. Start by taking the 6mm bolt, inserting it through the frame. Connect the backboard support tubes and secure it with the wing nut. Now we're going to install the backboard. This is part number 5. It's important to note before you install it, you want to just check these pre-installed wing nuts to make sure that they're all secure. To install this, simply lift it up, align it with part number 2, and it'll slide into place. Next, we're going to install part number 1, it's the net hanger tube. To do this, you want to slide it onto the top of the pole behind the backboard. It's important to note you want this pole coming up and over facing the front of the item. Now we're going to install the paddle sensors. To do this, feed the wire through the backboard. Gently pull on the wire as you slide this into place until it clips. Take the paddle sensor wire and install on its respective side in the lower location of the electronic scoring unit. To finish the assembly of the backboard, we're going to install the hoops. These simply slide into place right above the paddle sensors. Next, we're going to install the middle ramp tube. This is part number 5. It's going to attach to part number 4. To do this, we're going to use parts 11, 12, 13, and 28. Start by taking part number 11 and the washer that's attached to part number 13 and sliding it onto the 6mm bolt. It's important to note there are 2 holes on part number 5. We're going to use the one closer to the end. Take the plastic washer, part number 28, and slide it onto the 6mm bolt. Now insert this into the rear bottom hole and secure with the wing nut. Now you want to repeat the same process on the other side of the item. Next, we're going to install the front ramp tubes. It's part number 7. They're identical left to right. However, it's important to note you want them to be bending upward. Simply slide them onto the middle ramp tube until they clip into place. Now it's time to attach the front of the piston to the middle ramp tubes. To do that, we're going to take part number 26, 6mm bolt. We're going to insert it through the hole on the middle ramp tube. Take part number 10, the plastic washer. Take the piston, we're going to lift up the middle ramp tube until they align, and we're going to secure it with the wing nut. To secure the middle ramp tubes in the lower position, take the locking pin and insert it through the middle ramp tube so that it comes through part number 3. Now we're going to repeat the same process on the other side. Now we're going to install the ball return net. To do this, we're going to lay it out inside the frame. It's important to note that you want to have the Franklin logo on the graphic facing the front of the item. Now that we have the net laid out, we're going to install parts 8 and 9. These are the front horizontal tubes. To do this, we're going to slide the net sleeve here onto the smaller pole. It's easiest to do this if you have the parts laying on the ground. You want to slide it all the way onto one side and then join the two. Start with the smaller tubes and then push the larger tubes together until they snap, and then spread out the ball return net. Now we're going to install the front horizontal tubes onto the front ramp tubes. To do that, lift it up, push in the pin, and slide on until they are secure. Now we've assembled the front of the item, we're going to hang the ball return net onto part number 1, which we previously installed. Simply slide over the elastic, followed by the sleeve, and repeat the same process on the other side. Now secure the bungee cords on the back of the backboard. Start with the top 2 on the net hanger sleeves, attaching around the top wing nuts on the backboard's tubes. The 2 inside bungees can be pulled underneath the backboard and up to any of the wing nuts holding the hoop mount on. The 2 outside bungees can be stretched around the backboard support tubes and to the hooks mounted on the outside wing nuts. To finish the ball return net assembly, we're going to turn to the front of this item. To do this, we're going to take the hook and loop straps, we're going to put them around the front horizontal tubes and adjust until the tension is appropriate. Repeat this on both sides. Now we're going to install the control box using parts 16 and 18. Take part 18, slide it through the front horizontal tubes. Then you're going to secure it into the female threads on the bottom of the control box. And tighten it down until it's secure. Now we're going to wire the control box using part number 22. Simply plug one end of the cable into the control box until it clicks. Run the rest of the wire down the item and plug it into the last location on the score unit. Now we're going to secure the control wire using the hook and loop tabs on the side of the item. Before using the item, you want to make sure that the locking pins are secured into place. Once you've finished assembling the item, it can be folded up to save space. To do this, start by taking out the locking pins. Now you want to lift up on the front horizontal tubes. Lastly, we're going to secure the item by reinserting the locking pin into the top position. Thank you for watching the video of how to assemble your Quikset Piston Rebound Pro. For more Franklin Sports products, check us out at franklinsports.com. Thanks and enjoy.